Hi. Every now and then comes an opportunity that seems too good to be true. 9 times out of 10, it is not good. But once in a while, a rare while, it may be very good. I had one such in 2002, and I missed it, or most of it. It became a 40-bagger. I only got 2.5 or 3 times of this multiple. Now, why am I telling you all this? Why am I recalling it? Because this year, I may have found another one, similar, which may also be, yes, too good to be true. Or is it? You'll be the judge. The one I missed in 2002 was the Argentinian telephone company, symbol TEO, T-E-O. Why was it a bargain at the time? First, because in 2002, Argentina was a mess. The country had once been known as Europe of South America, with plenty of agriculture, science, industry, culture, the whole package. But then it sank into corruption, political anarchy, and finally bankruptcy. A sad story. However, in 2002, even as the mess seemed to spiral out of control, Argentinian stocks began to pop up in my too good to be true screen. Not just bargains, but stupid, impossible bargains given away by sellers with both hands. One of these bargains was TEO, the phone company. It was so central to Argentina, to the economy, that unless the country was to be swept away into the sea, TEO was nearly certain to survive. And the business franchise was secure. It was a monopoly. What of the price? It was below ridiculous. The stock traded then at 0.5 times EBITDA, earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, when the ratio for normal utilities was about 10 times. And it also traded at 0.1 times book value, compared to 1 or 2 times for normal utilities. In other words, the price was too ridiculous. But just to make sure, I reached out to a few old school friends, spoke to someone in the Canadian embassy there, did some due diligence on my own on TEO's people, and finally, after a few other steps, I bought some shares at 50 cents per share, if memory serves. How did the stock do? In a few months, it doubled. I sold some to reduce my cost. In a few more months, it tripled. I sold more. In a year, I sold the rest, everything, at nearly 5 times what I initially bought, as Argentina came to an agreement with its creditors. All in all, I made almost 3 times my money. Whoopee? No. The stock went from 50 cents to more than $20 per share, or 40 times in 5 years. 40 times! How was that for a missed lottery win? If only I had kept the winning ticket to the end. That bittersweet lesson taught me that every once in a while, too good to be true may nevertheless be true, and you have to stick with it, if it is really good. But how do you know which one to stick with? You got it. You do physical sleuthing. You check things out. If you sleuth a stock properly, physically, and get to know it really well, the business and the people and the customers and the product and the competitors, the advantage can be enormous. You get to know it so intimately that the knowledge builds up an iron certainty inside you, which makes you sure of the value. So sure that this certainty is your winning edge. But please note, this iron knowledge must be based on your sleuthing, yours, not what you read on Twitter or in some brokerage report or yes, on a channel such as this one, because you must sleuth it personally, yourself, if the knowledge is to do for you the 2 key pieces of magic. First, prevent you from selling prematurely if the stock wobbles, as I had done. But second, it will tell you when the price is really ridiculously high, and then you would sell to all the lazy bones latecomers who just learned about it from Twitter, from YouTube, or from some chartist genius, none of whom ever left the house and only read about the stock world from internet blips. In other words, sleuthing make you know what to buy, what to hold on to, and when to sell it more than others do. Personal, physical sleuthing is your winning edge. The famous investor Edwin Lefebvre once wrote a book, Memoirs of a Speculator's, telling about how he had made his money in the 1920s. And in it, he famously said, "I made my money not in the buying nor in the selling, but in the sitting." That is, holding the good stocks until it was time to sell them and not sell them before. But when is the time? Well, if you sleuth the stock in person, you would know, because so few other people do. So again, why do I bring all this up now? Because there's now another Argentinian utility selling for a giveaway price, in my opinion. This time is the electric utility of Buenos Aires, Empresa Distribuidora, also known as Edonor. The symbol is EDN. At today's price of $3.50, down from 63 at the peak, it is selling for perhaps 0.1 times EBITDA. Yes, you heard it right, 0.1 times, compared to 10 times or 15 times for a normal utility. The price to book value is 0.2, price to sell even lower. So what's wrong with it? In a word, Argentina. The country is in a mess all over again. The previous government was allegedly corrupt to the gills. The previous president and their husband had the government borrow money, then they allegedly stole much of it and hid it offshore. Top people in Argentina allegedly turned a blind eye because they had to, or allegedly maybe also benefited from it. And to top off this mess, the president and her husband also allegedly let Hezbollah in Iran operate in the country freely, and allegedly one of Iran's professional assassins allegedly killed a prosecutor trying to track some past bombings by Iranian diplomats, allegedly. Through all this, of course, Argentina's economy kept tanking. A few years back, when the government bonds went almost no bid, a bunch of hedge funds led by Paul Singer bought them for pennies, then went after Argentina to pay them off. It was another mess, this time political. Finally, last month, Argentina refinanced its bonds in a deal with the bondholders. There's a sort of a new government, and some of the top bankers even had the prosecutor quietly drop off corruption charges. That, by the way, is what twigged me to the follow-up. So what about Edonor? It is not the company producing the electricity that needs to spend lots of money on generators, but really the electricity distributor with a franchise to do it in Buenos Aires, the capital. The company, I'm told, is not badly managed, and since it has 18% of the country's electricity distribution, it is a big chunk of the Argentinian economy. My speculation is that EDN may perhaps repeat the feat of Theo, or at least some of its own past rise. Last time, Edonor rose from a bottom of 2 to 63, so it went up 31 times in 5 years. Will it get back to the last peak, or 17 times from here? Who knows? It can, of course, also fall to its previous bottom of less than 2, perhaps even much less, or stay there. Yet, if Argentina recovers, and if your investment horizon is 5 years, and if you hold on, yes, many ifs, but as Edwin Lefebvre said, you make your money in the sitting. What's missing in the list, in the above list of ifs, is your sleuthing work, yours, to see if EDN is indeed too good to be true, or maybe not. I have done my own sleuthing, but it's for me, not for you. So remember, this is only a speculation, not a recommendation. And of course, I could be wrong. If you think it's an interesting speculation, you'll have to find it out for yourself. How? Well, do you have friends in Argentina? Or friends of friends there? Or old classmates who know the country? Or business people that you know with contacts in Argentina? Or journalist friends who have friends in Argentina's leading newspapers? Reporters sometimes know much more than everybody else, and they don't always write all of it. Ask around. Spend time on it. Take notes. Remember, this is not a trade or a tip, but a project. It needs time and work and perseverance. All yours. However, if you do your sleuthing properly, you may get a big advantage over the sellers who don't do it. That's what sleuths do. And every now and then, they get paid for it, occasionally even a lot, if they buy the right stock and if they hold on to it until it becomes fairly valued. Now, is Edonor one of those? You'll have to work it out for yourself. Just see it as your apprenticeship in Sleuth investing. A paid apprenticeship? Maybe, maybe not. That's all for now. If you like the above, give it a like, leave a comment below, tell me what you think of it, subscribe to the channel, then tell all your friends so they subscribe too. I'll see you next time, and meantime, thank you very much for watching.